Yo, what's going on guys? Abby here. I'm back from the dead, and today we're gonna be ranking all the stats in Deepwoken. We're gonna be ranking these stats based off three things: the talents they provide, the mantras they provide, and the attributes they actually boost when you upgrade them. By that, I mean fortitude boosting health, charisma boosting ether, and etc. Please keep in mind this is just my personal list, and if you disagree, you're always free to leave a comment down below. And with that, let's begin the actual ranking, starting with strength. Now, as any good Deepwoken player would know, strength is a really important stat on any build you make, and that's because of the great talents strength provides you with. For PvP builds in particular, you got talents like bulldozer, concussion, spine cutter, which are all great talents you always need. On top of that, you got really great mantras too, like strong left, rapid punches. They're all great things to have in your build. And to top it off, upgrading your strength improves your penetration, which is just good for your build. All in all, strength has to be a solid A tier. Just go strength on all of your builds. Up next, we have fortitude. Now, fortitude doesn't have such a diverse pool of talents like strength does, but the few talents you get from fortitude are genuinely game changing. I mean, just to name a few, we have reinforced armor and exoskeleton, which have got to be top 10 talents in the whole game. And then you've got other abilities that can actually heal you, like reinforce and warriors of spite. And these talents are just absolutely amazing in PvE. They're absolute musts. Overall, I just gotta give fortitude an A tier. It's a really good stat. Up next, we've got agility. Now I'm just gonna start off by saying agility is probably the best stat in all of Deepwoken, since the amount of useful talents you can find in this stat are literally like endless. Especially in PvP, you got talents like speed demon, cheap shot, tap dancer, spine cutter, evasive expert, risky moves, ghost, and y'all get the idea. The list does not stop. But what I will say is the mantras for agility are a little subpar compared to mantras from, for example, strength. I mean, the best mantra in agility is probably revenge, which isn't even that great. Overall, agility is still an S. On all builds you're making, especially if they're PvP, you need some agility, bro. Now we got intelligence. Now, I'm not gonna lie, intelligence is on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to good stats in Deepwoken. If I'm being honest, the only good talents I can name off the top of my head are overflowing dam and neuroplasticity. And those talents are only good for specific builds anyways. I mean, there's probably other good intelligence talents, but if I'm being honest, it's so irrelevant I can't even think of any. I'm just gonna give intelligence a C tier. Let's be real, it's pretty bad. Now willpower. Unlike intelligence, willpower actually has a fair bit of uses in the game. Willpower gives you access to one of the best talents in the whole game, which is all the dead god. People literally go out of their way to invest in willpower just for this talent. On top of that, upgrading your willpower gives you extra sanity, which is really nice for PvE builds. If I'm being honest, I don't think willpower is anywhere near as good as strength or fortitude, but I'll still give it a B tier since it has its uses. And lastly, we have charisma. Now charisma, in my opinion, is not a bad stat, but I feel like it requires you to have friends for this stat to actually be viable, since one of the best abilities in the charisma line is the vow of mastery, which is really useful if you actually have a guild to play with. Charisma also offers you some damage buffs in the form of charismatic cast and tough love, which is just pretty useful for any build. You also got dazing finisher, which is a good alternative to bulldozer. All in all, I'm gonna end off the ranking by giving charisma a B tier since it's a pretty good stat. Anyways, that's gonna end it off for this ranking video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any disagreements or aren't happy with anything that I said, please make sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll be happy to discuss with you guys. What is there left to say? Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.